For 4 decades, I lived by my mask. On the outside, I appeared confident with joy and happiness and was fun-loving. But on the inside, while extremely happy with my family and my own life, I was a woman living with a personal belief system that was riddled, self-loathing, insecurities, and doubt, all stemming from childhood, full childhood trauma, body shame, and no self-worth. This led to a life of emotional eating in order to cope with my pain. And these beliefs, they didn't just affect me then. They followed me into motherhood, marriage, and my career. As a child, I spent much of my time daydreaming of doing things I was too afraid to try. I daydreamed having lots of friends and acceptance from others and making a mark in this world. But I lacked the confidence to try absolutely anything for fear of failure and become the brunt of others' jokes. Now, it's been almost 20 years since a near-fatal accident transformed me into the person that I am today. A woman brimming with confidence and courage and a readiness to embrace any challenges or opportunities. So, how in the world did that happen? I created my own EDGE strategy to help me break through my barriers and achieve empowerment. So get ready. It's time for you to embrace yourself. I now embrace myself in 2 ways: as a paraplegic to be my norm for now, and as an emotionally restored woman. Being told I was paralyzed and would never walk again initiated the deepest and darkest depression of my life. Now, I am a survivor. I am everything my childhood told me I was not. Don't let excuses slow you down. We all face uncertainties, grief, self-doubt, and even just distractions at times. Look at who you want to become and achieve with your life. Then read, listen, and learn from others who have been where you are and kept going and are now thriving. Embrace that part of you that keeps moving forward and keeps carrying on, even if the steps are small. Just give yourself permission to go beyond surface level daydreaming, to dream again, to turn those dreams into goals. After my accident, my weight gain increased significantly due to a sedative lifestyle and battling my depression. I suffered an injury and began working with a trainer as part of my rehabilitation. And it was through that relationship that I was inspired to start losing weight and eventually train for and complete a 5K race. I didn't realize it then, but that one suggestion of a race from my trainer was like a lit match. It hardly put off any light, but it was still there burning inside. That was the beginning of my mental and physical transformation. It's time for you to dream again. Not just daydreaming, I mean real dreams. Dreaming again means giving yourself permission to want more and to become more in the process. Visualize a better you. Visualize a version of you that wakes up every morning with purpose. What are you doing? What are the beliefs you hold about yourself? And how do you show up for yourself every day? Write it down. Write it all down. And then take a moment and picture that new you living that new life. Now the work starts. Start setting you some goals. Revisit those goals often. And be willing to adjust them. Because as you grow, your goals and your focus can change. For me, that was a godly focus. Although I was surrounded by my family and friends, at times I felt completely alone and distant from God. I was told, have faith, God is going to hear you. So I waited, and I kept on waiting. But nothing changed. Nothing happened. There was no miracle moment. That's when I stopped waiting and started moving and learning how to live with my paralysis. That's when my mindset shifted and my spirit followed. I was able to reconnect with my faith, not as a last resort, but as my foundation. I realized God hadn't abandoned me. I just wasn't listening for Him. I wasn't reaching out for Him. God had been with me all through my healing and in my becoming. You have to do the work, and you have to make the changes. So face the mirror and acknowledge what needs to change. Then pray for the strength, the courage, and the wisdom to follow through with those changes. Prayers are powerful, but prayers and action can give you breakthrough. Growth means letting go, and this is tough for some people. Growth means letting go of control, accepting help from others, and asking tough questions. Questions like, what is my lesson in this? And sometimes, more often than not, it means getting uncomfortable so healing can begin. That's when things can really start to change. Not because it's getting easier, but because you are finally facing the parts of you that are broken, stuck, and afraid. So you can then evolve. My growth started happening when I began working on my mental health, embracing letting go of self-pity to self-compassion. I had to face the false beliefs that I held about myself. I'm not good enough. I'm not loved. I'm not smart. And my all-time favorite that I used all the time in rehab, I can't do this. And yes, I used that silly face when I would say it. I started reading books on breaking old habits and creating new ones. And each time that I would catch myself in negativity, I would stop and replace it with positivity and gratitude instead. This process changed my whole way of looking at things. You see, happiness is something that occurs because of a situation, like the birth of a child or a wedding. Joyfulness. Joyfulness is a state of mind that you build and you live in, regardless of what's going on around you. Allow others to plant positive seeds of belief in you. In other words, don't brush off compliments. When someone says to you, you are kind, you are smart, receive it and recognize your own growth, because embracing your progress means honoring just how far you've come. I have emotional scars, and I also have physical scars from my accident. And there may be some of you that have emotional and or physical scars. So listen to me when I say, don't be ashamed of your scars, because they are proof. They are proof of your survival, proof of your courage, and proof of your determination to build a better you. You are standing at the edge of a breakthrough. And fear shows up at the edge of change, because that's where empowerment meets you. So don't back down from the edge. Hold on. Your breakthrough isn't coming, it's here.